Hello, everyone, and welcome to Plays for Today, March Madness, a 24-hour experience. My name is Emma Bowles, the Executive Director of One Egg No Batter. Tonight, you will see 3 plays that were written, directed, and produced in the span of 24 hours. We have participants here from all over the globe tonight, and don't forget to catch our production of I Name You by Rebecca Kane, running until March 28th. Tickets can be purchased in the link in the description and can also be found in the program for tonight's performance. The program link is located in the description as well, so you can see all the people who put in so much hard work the past few hours. Now, without further ado, And Thus You Fly by Harper Lee.
Ivanna!
Lisette! You were able to get away? No trouble at all?
None, but it won't be long before they notice I'm gone.
Then we'll have to be quick.
Right. What's the plan?
In a few minutes, Vincent and Happe will come in here.
What?
I've arranged a meeting with him. When he comes in, you will switch clothes with him. While you do that, I'm going to copy these documents. Then we'll walk out of here together.
But Vincent Happy? He's the worst of them all. He's insane. They call him the happy sadist for a reason, Ivanna.
He's just a man like all the rest of them.
No one will believe that I'm him. This plan is absurd.
That's why it will work. It's unexpected. And they won't have to believe it for long. Just long enough to get us out of here.
And the documents? Why can't we just take them with us?
I don't want anyone knowing we were here. Pas de faire pendant que est chaud.
Strike the iron while it is hot.
Exactly. If we do not act now, we may never get another chance again. Go into another room, quickly. Go. Has been rediscovered. What? Eternity. It is the sea fled with the sun. Sentinel soul, we whisper confession of the empty night and the fiery day.
Mademoiselle Bozac, a pleasure to see you again.
I wish I could say the same, Herr Happe.
I was informed that you had information for me.
Indeed. Let us not, as they say, beat around the bush.
What's this now?
In the next room, there is a young lady. You will go in there, and you will switch clothes with her. Now.
Why would I ever do something as undignified as put on a woman's clothing?
Because I am a woman holding a gun, and it is pointed at you.
I suppose I cannot argue this fact. Very well. But I should warn you, mademoiselle, you are making a terrible mistake.
Duly noted. Now go. From human prayers, from common spirits, you free yourself and thus you fly. Vavach, you look much more like him than I anticipated. Any trouble?
None, but he kept looking at me.
He watched you change?
No, well, Yes, that's not what I meant. He looked at me like, haven't you heard all the rumors about him?
I never pay attention to rumors.
They say when he interrogates people who are suspected to be members of the resistance, you can hear the screams and laughter. His laughter. That's why they call him the happy sadist.
He's never actually caught a member of the resistance.
Until now.
We're not caught yet. I'm almost finished. Hide! Go! Since from you alone, satin embers, duty breathes. No one says, at last. No hope here. No emergence. Knowledge with patience. Torment is certain. False alarm. I'm almost finished, and then we can leave Lisette.
Right. Why are we copying these documents again? Remind me, Ivanna.
The resistance wants this information. It could be useful. It could save lives.
Ah, yes, the resistance.
You really do look like him. I had no idea you were so equipped at disguises. When you're looking at me, looking like that, I can see what you mean about how he looks when he's looking. It's quite frightening.
Indeed.
Morality, patriotism, and
Femininity?
nice try. It's civics, and you're not Lisette.
Civics. Interesting. I'm afraid I never would have guessed.
It's the motto of teachers, and it's a code phrase, a test. You failed it.
Would you like to know why you're such an excellent spy, Mademoiselle Bazac? It's because you act exactly as one would expect a spy to act. You're suspicious. You're bold. You are a woman. So naturally, everyone assumes you cannot possibly be a spy. A most excellent disguise to hide right out in the open. So very obvious. So very intelligent, but eventually, even the best disguises will fail you.
Then it appears we are at an impasse.
Perhaps, and perhaps not. I'm prepared to offer you a deal.
What kind of deal?
Work for me. Act as a double agent, and I will let you and your friend live.
I would never betray my country.
You're so like a woman, so dramatic.
I'll burn them. I will burn all of them.
Go ahead. Those are decoy papers. They're useless.
What? No, they can't be.
You and Mademoiselle Dutoit are teachers, correct? Then allow me to teach you a lesson. You're a woman. Le métier de femme, as your countrymen say, is domestic. Housewifery and motherhood should be high on your agenda, not espionage.
Not métier de femme. A woman's job is wherever she wishes to work, be it as a housewife or for the resistance.
Yes, your little resistance, fighting for the so-called free zone. Oh, you didn't really think the free zone was free, did you?
It's called the free zone. What else would it be if not free?
It's an authoritarian state, nominally under French rule, but in reality, servicing the war effort. It's not and has never been free.
I'm a spy for the resistance, and you just evolved information to me. You want me to fear you so much that you let slip a piece of classified information. Information that the Resistance could use.
It matters not. You will not be leaving here to tell the Resistance. Now stay here while I go and retrieve your friend. Then we can all have a nice little chat. Who's laughing now? Hair, happy.
Did he hurt you?
No, I'm all right.
I have information that we have to get back to the Resistance. We have to get out of here.
Vouloir, c'est pouvoir.
To want is to be able.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
It has been rediscovered. What? Eternity. It is a sea, fled with the sun. Literaneat by Arthur Rimbaud. Do you know it?
Yes. You free yourself, and thus you fly.
Why won't this stupid Zoom? Why won't this stupid thing ever work? I said admit all guests. No, I don't know what is so hard about this stupid piece of. And hello, and welcome to the Brenham Community Theater Board meeting. I'm so happy to see new faces during these meetings. It's so important to involve the community with the importance of community theater.
I totally agree. I'm happy to be here.
Me too. You know what? I just can't wait to be able to go and sit down and watch a play and smell the stench of some stranger again.
Or pay $5 for a candy bar you don't even like.
I just want to be in a crowded room again.
Exactly. I now hate the concept of personal space.
Yes, Asparagus, I like you.
Asparagus?
That's your name, right?
No, it's Cicely.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought since it's your name on Zoom, it's probably what you like to be called.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to change it.
But why was your name Asparagus in the first place?
Sorry, I lost you. What did you say?
I was just asking why your name was Asparagus.
You don't want to know.
I mean, it seems pretty interesting to little old me stuck in our house all day.
Yeah, that's understandable, but you don't want to know.
But I kinda do.
When is this meeting starting?
We're just waiting for a few more people. You know, people aren't as prompt as they're used to.
Yeah, time is just relative now. Are you sure you told people about this?
I put it on 3 different Facebook groups, sent out 5 emails to our email list. And my son advertised in his Zoom class. The people know.
James?
Yeah, that's my son.
Yeah, he mentioned it in the middle of biology class. He seemed very awkward about it.
James is just a little shy. When he was younger, he was really shy. He was so shy that I had to throw him onto the stage just so he could get a little confidence. He was so good in Annie when I made him Annie.
You made your son play Annie?
Sure, why else would you have kids if they weren't going to give them all the starring parts of the play you're directing?
Your son, James, played Orphan Annie in Annie the Musical?
Of course, and he was great at it. Sure, some of the other parents hated it, saying that I was playing favorites or that Annie should be played by a girl, but he was really good.
That explains, like, a lot.
About how confident he is and sociable?
I was gonna say awkward and shy.
Well, once you get to know him, he won't shut up.
Yeah, I wish I knew that before I became friends with him.
So you're close with James?
Yeah, a little. We're in the same biology class, and that's where I heard about this.
I knew having James advertise in the middle of class was a good idea.
He said there would be costumes, and I love costumes, so I had to come.
He told you about the costumes?
Oh yeah, he talked all about it.
No, of course James told. They were supposed to be a secret. I had a whole big reveal planned and everything.
I didn't know.
That's fine. It's totally fine. Things in life don't go perfectly, but you have to do what you can make from it.
That's great advice.
Even though you spent a lot of time preparing an entire monologue about the future of theater, hoping all your friends will come, but then only some random stranger shows up. You know what? I don't need those other people. I'm going to do it anyway. Are you ready, Cicely?
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
Okay, well, here goes nothing. As you know, we here at the Brenham Community Theater pride ourselves on being outside the box. We are all the people that dare. We try new things. We are willing to experiment. And last week, as you all know, our wonderful Texas Governor Bill Abbott said last week that COVID doesn't exist in Texas anymore.
I don't think that's what he said.
Don't interrupt me and mess with my method.
Sorry.
Anyway, with the support of Governor Bill Abbott, we here at the Brenham Community Theater have decided that we're going to do a most enlightened and inspiring season ever yet to be done. And we're going to do it all in person. No more Zoom theater, no more masks. We can finally have theater like it's meant to be.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I have not left my house in the past year and we are doing it. I'm getting out of this place.
Okay.
So for our next season, we are going to do something different, something exciting, something...
Like Winnie the Pooh.
How did you know?
James told me.
James, you are so grounded. I can't believe him. I spent my entire quarantine making this Eeyore costume for it. And for him just to ruin it.
I love it. I really enjoy it.
Thank you. It took me 2 months to make.
Well, I really like it. But, it just needs a little sparkle.
What do you mean sparkle?
You know, you just need to spice it up.
I spent 2 months making this Eeyore hat and you want me to change it? I spent my days studying and perfecting how to make a realistic Eeyore hat. And you want me to put some sparkle on it?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I was just making a suggestion.
Well, it's a horrible suggestion.
Okay, well, I should be going. I have some asparagus to cook.
No, look, please don't go.
I really think I should.
I'm sorry I snapped. I just haven't had a real conversation with someone who isn't James since last year.
You didn't even Zoom with anyone?
No, this is my first Zoom call I've ever been on.
Wow. Where have you been?
In my house, alone with James making this Eeyore costume.
But you still could have gone on a Zoom call.
I guess, but I don't know. All this pandemic stuff, I just can't take it anymore.
Yep, it's driving me crazy too.
You don't get it. My life was running this theater. My life is running this community theater and making sure everything is okay. But now everything has just been taken away and I just want it back.
I have to do college entirely online. College was sold to me as a social experience where I will make all of these friends doing cool and exciting things. But instead, I'm binging anime every night.
Just the idea of doing all these things that we once did face to face now over Zoom just boggles me.
I guess that's why you've been avoiding it for so long.
You don't know how fun these board meetings were when we were in person. It was like a crazy party that never stopped. talking about the shows we were doing, the costumes, the lighting, the budget. I never liked talking about the budget, though.
The budget is always annoying.
And now with COVID, we got nothing. That's why I'm making a whole lot of costumes like this one. Oh, and this one? Oh, and this one? Oh.
Do you just have costumes everywhere?
Yes. Oh, look at this one, my favorite. I named it Fred.
Fred?
Yes, Fred. I need more social interaction.
What is Fred?
It's a bear. Rawr! I just need to get out more.
It's okay. We all handle this pandemic differently. It's okay to feel what you're feeling.
Why am I telling you all of this? I don't even know you.
I couldn't tell you, but what I can tell you is Fred is pretty lit and definitely doesn't need any sparkles.
Thanks, I appreciate it. You don't know what this means to me.
You just have to stop being so hard on yourself.
I know. It's just been hard.
I know. I've been coping with all of this through my writing. I've written an entire anime series.
Wait, are you the girl who James told me about who's like obsessed with anime?
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's you. It's definitely you. You were the girl with a freakishly high voice.
Of course he describes my horrible voice to you.
But he really likes you. He says you were so easy to talk to and such a good person and extremely caring.
Well, I really like him too.
Look, you have to promise me that what I'm about to tell you, you won't tell him.
Okay, I promise.
He's into you.
What? I never would have guessed.
Well, I've been trying to get him to ask you out, but he's just too scared. He thinks the whole world would crumble if he asked the girl out.
Tell him not to be.
I will if he ever listens to me.
Tell him to listen to you more, or you'll send asparagus after him.
Your secret identity.
It's just a weird nickname he gave to me because the first time he met me, you guessed it, I was eating asparagus. Real creative.
So why didn't you want me to know about it?
I didn't know how much you knew.
Look, Cicely, a mother always knows their child, even when the child doesn't think so. What's that sound?
I don't know.
I just heard it again. Oh, Abigail Hartigan has entered the waiting room. Admit or don't admit?
You must have given the wrong time.
I guess I did. I'm not very good at math or numbers in general.
To be expected with you theater types.
Oh, I need to put the costumes away before the big reveal. Admit. Do I have to admit all these people individually?
I guess. I'm not entirely sure how Zoom works either.
Well, that makes two of us. Oh, I hate Zoom.
I can tell.
Hello, and welcome to the Brenham Community Theater Board meeting. I am so excited to see all of you here. This is going to be the best board meeting ever, even though it is over Zoom.
Hi there, and welcome to Soul Writers. So I thought we may kick off this session with you guys saying your first names, your favorite colors, and your favorite Disney characters, in case you have one.
Sorry, I'm afraid I can't hear anything.
It can also be a character from any other cartoon you like.
All right, it's probably going to work now. Thank you so much for carving out the time for me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I hope you're feeling better today.
Huh?
You sounded quite devastated in your email.
I just still need to get used to the fact that all the streets, the chestnut trees, the parks, the sky, the people around me, the pulsing of the city, and my whole incredibly busy and silly environment are condensed into tiny gray boxes. It seems I still have a hard time wrapping my head around this whole new scenario.
It's so weird, isn't it? Now when I gaze out the window, I can see purple and light blue streaks dancing in the sunset, fighting with each other as if they were spirits of the deceased. But I can hardly get out for a walk and enjoy the sight. It's really crazy.
It's so pristine outside, but it's only the silhouettes of everything I once used to know. Not my real reality, but something unknown and dreadful, if you understand what I mean.
Great! So, in order to break the ice a little, I think I'll start by reading up a short, inspirational poem, maybe a haiku of some sort. Or should it be a quote? I don't know. Anyway, this stuff is pretty soothing, don't you think?
Sure.
I would just like you to be able to relax first and enjoy the session. But I thought there's going to be two of you.
My husband was not able to join us today.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm sure he'll come the next time, though.
I hope you don't mind my asking, but have we seen each other before?
No, never. I don't think so.
Ever since your face appeared on my monitor, I've had this funny feeling that you're familiar from somewhere. Maybe if the picture wasn't so fuzzy.
It's very gloomy in this room, but...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Evelin. An absolutely unexpected emergency just came up. It's really super urgent, tragically urgent, but I promise I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Oh, what the heck is wrong with this? Okay, so where was I?
You were going to read a poem.
Yeah, sure. That's what it was. A nice haiku always calms the mind and soul. Not to mention, we can finally chat and get to know each other a bit.
Yeah.
Do you also have the childhood photo with you?
What for?
I asked you to find a photograph from your early years that rekindles a pleasant memory in you. Remember?
Sorry to bring this up, but is there any slight chance we could talk about my issue?
Oh, sure. Yes, I think that's manageable. So you wrote in your email introduction that you felt trapped in your current arrangement. So do you want to expand on this?
It's not just my relationship with my husband and friends, but it also feels as if my life was put on hold.
On hold? What do you mean? Like, how long has it been like this?
I don't remember exactly. For quite a few months, if not years.
Can you remember what happened back then when this intense feeling of anxiety started?
There was a let's say an accident. I lost someone who was very dear to me. I tried to ignore it out of existence, but I never really got over it, and it affected every possible aspect of my life.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And this whole period of isolation just fuels my helplessness. I constantly feel dependent in my own life, just a distant observer.
Well, that's a problem many of us face nowadays. You're definitely not alone, dear.
I know.
You've been through some shitty times, but the good news is that you have the power to recover from your trauma. All you need to do is to cheer up a little bit and focus on the bright side of life. Remember all the positive and fabulous things that have happened to you since you were born. Focus only on the great memories and try to get rid of, the stuff that puts shackles on your soul. Nothing gets sorted out if you just sit in your living room and wallow in self-pity.
This whole situation is literally ripping me apart.
Well, that's why we're here, I guess, to find your spiritual path that leads to healing. And that's why my life coaching experience and my exquisite new method comes into the picture. You see, my goal is to not just heal the patient, but to rewrite the depths of the human soul. During the past couple years, I've developed a special formula that helps to forget all the negative memories one is struggling with. I offer my clients a wide range of services, from helping people find their true self to assisting them on the long and exhausting journey towards reconciliation with family members and former lovers who once hurt them. And there are folks who come to me in order to forget their traumatic experiences from the past.
Really?
Yep. Only last week, I helped an old veteran online who wanted me to erase the memory of a terrible battle that left his best friend dead from his mind. The poor thing was tormented day and night by his horrible experience from 5 decades ago. But with the help of my special method, that is a combination of a series of compassionate conversations that expose the past and the wonderful Soul Writer's essential oil therapy prepared by me, he was able to get past events that tortured him.
You mean he managed to forget everything that happened to him?
Only the traumatic part. All that was beautiful and fulfilling through his life, he could still remember. You see, my brand new healing package includes 3 30-minute long counseling sessions, a 45-minute long body workout program, 5 bottles of different types of Soul Writers oils, a box of healing pearls shimmering in every color. All this at an insanely reduced price. But you'll have to hurry. The special offer only lasts until midnight.
Yes, I read about all this on your website.
With the help of my homemade elixir, I'm also able to ease the pain of my clients who suffer from various diseases, including cancer and other maladies.
Are you trying to say that you're actually able to cure people who are terminally ill?
I can relieve their suffering by making them forget about their pain. Okay, technically, it may not be entirely the same, but basically, it's almost the same as curing them, if you insist on using that particular word.
And how can you know your method is successful and has a long-term effect?
Look, dear, we've only got a few minutes left, and after our time is up, I'll have to see to other duties. But you're welcome back at any time when you feel more comfortable talking about your issues.
How can you be sure, absolutely sure, that your so-called healing package works and lasts for a long time?
Oh, you just have to believe in yourself, sweetie. Believe me or not, in most cases, our well-being depends on whether we have enough self-confidence or not, and whether we are open to improving ourselves or not. I keep telling the lovely people that come to me, that they first have to learn to love and embrace themselves, and that's when they can achieve true fulfillment in life.
Like every cloud has a silver lining, right?
Exactly. Well put. But shouldn't we get back to your problem? I mean, I would love to sit here all day and just chat with you, but we both know that is not possible. Not to mention that in case we run out of time, there's an extra fee that applies on top of my regular consultation fee, just to let you know.
Do you by any chance remember a patient named Catalin?
Well, to be honest, I have so many lovely, sweet souls coming across my website and wanting to see me in hope of a healing session that it sometimes gets really challenging to connect a face to a name.
She was an adorable woman, middle-aged, incredibly active, practically an energy bomb. Her whole life she dedicated to making her family and other people happy. I've never known anyone who had a more optimistic outlook on the future, no matter how bleak it appeared. Until one day, she got ill. Seriously ill, and there was seemingly nothing that could be done. Then she got so desperate to find a cure and to search for some kind of deeper meaning, if you know what I mean. She'd always been very open, confiding, and unsuspecting towards strangers, as she was a firm believer of that even the darkest personalities had a lighter side.
So what happened to her?
She found your website. And from that moment on, that's all she could talk about. She almost fanatically believed that this could be a miracle cure that works for her, to the point where nothing else mattered anymore. She even considered donating to you so that she could go on saving others' lives.
Okay, wait a minute.
Just hear me out.
It must have happened a whole bunch of years ago, probably long before this pandemic madness even started. How do you expect me to remember all of these events?
Maybe she was just one of your clients, but for me, she was my mom, whom I had to let go early on in my life.
Now, hold on a sec. I sincerely hope you don't want to imply that it's somehow my fault that your mom got ill and found a safe place in my fabulous and nurturing community. Do you have any idea how many people I had the chance to help achieving a dignified way of living their otherwise hopeless and dismal life?
You see, I'm not planning on going public with that. At least not yet.
What the fuck are you talking about? I was just trying to help. But one has to also live in harmony with themselves and truly believe in the power of healing. Otherwise, it won't work.
I'm not planning on turning to the police either. I have much bigger plans with my story.
What do you mean? Are you out of your mind? Who do you think you are?
I want you to grow up, at least to the point to be able to admit what you've done. First to me, and then publicly. If you refuse to do that, I'm going to put everything out there on Facebook and Twitter in a heartbeat.
Let's be real, sweetie. You don't even know where I live and who I am exactly.
Wrong as usual. I'm sitting in a small hotel room, just opposite of your room. You see, we're both stuck here as the hotel is locked down by a quarantine. We're not going anywhere.
You need help, dear. You're apparently a nutcase.
Maybe so. Anyway, I'm going to leave this chat now, go over to your room, and we can finally have a real conversation with each other.
Thank you everyone for coming out and watching and supporting art during these times. Huge kudos to everyone who's been working so hard the past 24 hours. And also a super big thanks to my right-hand gal, Morgan Hall, who was the stage manager for the whole festival for all of those plays. She did all that. Don't forget to check out the program linked in the description and the tickets for our show playing now, I Name You by Rebecca Kane. Have a wonderful night, everyone. onwards and upwards.